All right. Welcome to it, folks. This is the Jordan Stupar Show. Technically, it's episode 1, although I'm going to post date this later on so I can let people know what this show actually is. I just couldn't wait to get to talking with my very first guest of all time here on this show, and I'll introduce him in just a second. But first, of course, every show needs an intro, so here's mine. Let's go.
Down, levitate, going up, elevate. Watch me demonstrate. On time, never late. I grind, celebrate. No pump, fake, hesitate. I've been scoring every day. Champagne, Perrier. Since 9-3, been in the box, now stepping up to home. Like straight out the sandlot, now I'm plotting on the globe. I work hard, I show love, that karma steady growing. Got this far, I go.
All right. Jordan Stupar Show, episode number 1. Guys, I've got a great guest lined up right here, and I'm going to bring him on right now. It is a good friend of mine I've known for quite some time, and he is known best as the king of Miami real estate. I got my good friend Jalal Abuimweis. Did I say it right?
Abuimweis. I'll take it.
I love it, man. I love it. We'll dig into the origins of that name and such here just in a moment, but Jalal, tell us a couple quick facts about yourself. Let us know a little bit what you do. Obviously, real estate, I would hope, right?
Yeah.
And, maybe where you're at in the country, and maybe an interesting, fact about yourself that people might not know.
That's awesome, man. Like your podcast has an opening. I got one myself, which is, what's up, folks? Here, folks. Again, my name is Jalal Abuimweis, not Mwais. I do live in Miami, Florida. I'm 28 years old. I wish I was 28 years old. Yes, I do real estate. The real estate that we focus on, just, keeping it simple, is what would you buy, fix, and flip. It's pretty much like we buy ugly houses here in Miami, south of Florida. We've been doing it all over Florida, recently in Texas, killing it. And that's exactly what I do, Jordan.
I love it, man. And how long have you been doing the real estate gig?
Exactly 2015 is when I started, and about the first, I'd say 6 to 8 months, almost a year, actually less than a year, I was a realtor. Didn't go that well for me as a realtor. I mean, I had my license active that long, but I was on the phone, just banging on the phone, calling realtors to tell them, what do you have off market that we can buy as a company? Because I was working for a company that bought real estate. So I had more interest in their, them buying than me actually getting out there and do showings. I've done 2 showings in my entire real estate career as an agent. Hated both of them. I was like, this is not my gig. And I got into the investment side. So since 2015 till today, so about 5 years and a half, I'm 3 years in as a company.
I love it, man. Congrats on the success. I've been watching you like a hawk over the last, couple of years. And obviously we'll get to the success here in just a second. But, I know your background, man. I know you're not from the United States. You came to the United States. Give people a quick background on, where you came from and how long ago you actually came to the United States.
Love it, man. Came to America August 2010. That's when I moved to America. I was exactly 2 months away from turning 18, which is my birthday is October 28th. Moved to America August 2010. I was in Ohio for about a couple months, 3 months. Went there to meet a friend. That didn't work out. Moved to Georgia, and pretty much I moved from Jordan, Amman. So where I'm from is actually the same name as you, Jordan, Amman. It's in the Middle East. If you don't know where it's that, maybe in the Bible, like the Jordanian River, right? The Jordanian River, right? It's across from Israel. That's exactly where I'm from. Moved directly from there to Ohio, Cleveland to meet a friend. That didn't work out. I ended up in Atlanta, Georgia. And then I ended up from there from 2000, pretty much 10 to 2015. And that's when I moved to Miami. 2015 is when I moved to Miami. Yes.
I got it. And, how much English did you know coming here to the States?
Not a freaking thing.
Not a damn word, huh?
Matter of fact, you used to make fun of my English at some point.
Well, I probably still will, It's a learning experience over here.
Dude, yeah.
So you came here from Jordan.
Yeah.
just got on a flight, packed a bag or two, and just like landed here.
Yes.
You didn't know much English. Clearly, you're awfully young at the time, just about to turn 18. Did you have any idea that you would end up being who you are today or doing the things that you're doing right now?
I always had an idea I'm going to be rich, right? I just didn't know how. I mean, how could you, man? I was in Jordan. Like, the only thing I knew about America, I know this might, make some people laugh, which is I used to watch a show. It's called 90210, right? And I used to think that this is how life is in America. And I'm going to just land in America, and I'm going to be driving Ferraris on the beach with beautiful women. And, mind you, I landed in Ohio, Cleveland. So that was an entire, different than reality. So no, I didn't have any idea what was America like. I did not speak any English. I had one friend that I grew up with that he didn't know much. That's why I ended up leaving Ohio, Cleveland, to Atlanta, Georgia, and then starting, things kind of on my own. And, that's all I knew. I just knew I'm going to do better. Listen, if you're in a third world country, literally, like, you will do better. Like, if I was dishwashing here, I'm still doing better than anything I could be doing there, right? Yeah. So I just figured if I just get to America, my life will take off. That's all I know, honestly.
Yep. Yeah. I feel like that's such a parallel and so similar to all the other kind of immigrant stories I hear of people that came here with literally nothing but the American dream and are now living the American dream. Yeah. So now that we've kind of established the fact that, you came here with pretty much nothing, didn't know English, you came here with an idea like, hey man, I'm going to be rich, riding around in, Lambos with beautiful women somewhere, sometime. I don't know how I'm going to get there or what I'm going to do. Yeah. Tell me what your reality was for those first couple of years here in the States. Were you making money? Were you in real estate? What jobs did you pick up? What did that look like?
So pretty much, like when I moved from Cleveland, Ohio to Atlanta, Georgia, I actually had an uncle there, right? I've met that uncle, maybe you can count him on less than one hand, times in my entire lifetime. So we didn't know each other, very well, but basically called my dad that he called them, and I'm like, dude, I know no one here. I got a flip up phone, and then you're the only number I have other than my friend that doesn't know what he's doing here, that was smoking lots of pot, and that never worked for me. And then when I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, like, I kind of figured, like, at least the way I felt, I was like, oh my God, I got an uncle. If I just stay there a few months, I'll be back out. Like, if he helped me get a job, I'll be moving out in 6 months, and and things will just work out, on their own. That's what I thought. So I landed there. I don't want to get into the family details, but me landing there 3 weeks later, the guy's like, dude, I can't keep you in my house. I'm like, well, shit, dude, like, you're the only person after him, there is nobody that I do know. Nobody. So I said, yeah, I have nobody that I know here. He said, listen, man, I don't want more issues with my wife. You have to move, because she didn't want me in the house. I said, you know what? Fair enough. And he offered me to buy me a ticket to go back to Jordan. And I said, dude, I'd rather fucking die in America. Can I cuss here? I forgot. Yeah, I'd rather die in America than go back here and like pretty much live dead. And I was like, look, whatever you're going to give me, like, to buy a ticket for to go back to Jordan, give me that money cash and I'll figure my life out. I promise, right? I was like, okay, $900 is what a ticket costs. I can do something with $900, right? Like, I could get a room for a month and then I get a job. And he comes back, like, literally, he gives me like less than $100. And I'm like, well, fuck, dude, this will get you nowhere. Mind you, to Jordan. But whatever, I took that. I was like, look, I'm going to leave my clothes here. I'll be back to pick them up. Never went back to pick up those clothes. And I hit the road, man. Slept in the front of a lake, actually, for about 3 weeks, less than a month for sure. And I was looking for jobs every single day. I was trying to get a job at Walmart, couldn't, because the application was literally about this big. I'm like, to work at Walmart, that's crazy. But however, you got this Arab guy, this Jordanian, that got an American passport. I got my social security number through my dad. That, like, I inherited the citizenship. And I'm walking into a Shell gas station, into all these stores, asking for jobs. But this guy can't speak English. Like I look like a bum, but I'm an American, and I can, like, I was negotiating. I was like, dude, just give me $5 a day. I'll clean the gas station. I'll clean the bathroom. Just give me $5 a day. And the math I was doing, it cost me 79 cents to buy a can of tuna. So if I give $5 every single day, I'll be always 5 days ahead. So I'll never run out of money. Literally, that was the math that I was doing. Listen to this. Less than a month, like about 3 weeks. This is really where my life started. I run into this guy. He looked like one of us. He looked Middle Eastern. He looked Arab. I run up to the guy, and he was walking into a store called the Green Auto Zone. Is it Green? Advanced Auto Zone. Sorry, Advanced Auto Zone. His business is a Green Auto Brokers. It's Advanced Auto Zone, and he was buying a car part, whatever he was buying. And I was looking for jobs that day. And then I see the guy walking in. I ran up at him, and I was like, yeah. And I started telling him my story in Arabic because my English is not that good. I'm crying. I'm telling the guy my story, and the guy's like, wait for me until I come out. So the guy turns out to be Israeli. He speaks obviously Hebrew, but obviously, if anybody knows anything about Israelis, they live there back home long enough. His entire family is there, that they do understand and speak very slight Arabic. Then the guy comes out and he's like, get in the car. And I said, okay, we'll get in the car. So I'm still telling you, like, this is like really my first year. I don't know how much time I got.
No, this is amazing.
So I get it. So the guy comes out and I get in the car, and then like, cause he told me to get in the car with me. And I said, okay, great, let's do this. Listen to this, Jordan. I get in the car. This fucking guy had a gun. Like, here's the steering wheel. He had a gun like under the steering wheel. I get in the car. Dude, I go ballistic. I was like, okay, this guy's going to kill me. This is all in my head. He didn't say nothing. I just saw the gun. And I was like, you know what? You want to kill me? Just kill me. Fuck this. I'm done. Kill me. Just kill me. Like, the guy's like, relax, man. This is America. This is just here. Like, the guy's calmed me down. I'm not trying to kill you. He was worried that, like, people would hear me yelling and they would think like he's kidnapping me or some shit.
Right.
So I'm causing him problems, and I'm here just like going crazy. It's like, he literally probably was like, dude, chill the fuck out. So I relax. Then while I'm talking and yelling, and then he looks at me and he's like, dude, do you do drugs? I'm like, no, I don't do drugs. He said, do you do drugs? I said, no. He said, dude, put your sleeves up. So I did put my sleeves up. He thought like on both hands, like I was taking drugs because I had like all these spots. And I was just like itching, like, I was like scratching my skin. But because I slept in the front of that damn lake so much, I had like skin poisoning, like the mosquitoes and whatever. Like I had skin poisoning. The guy drives it from wherever he picked me up to the hospital. Or was it like a emergency care or whatever? They give me they give me antibiotics for literally like for hours. They tell the guy, come back in 4 to 5 hours. He said, okay, I'll come back to pick you up. Dude, mind you, like it's starting to get late. Like it's almost midnight. I'm like, dude, this guy will never fucking come back. Like, why would he? Like, does it make sense? I'm there on the bed. I got these like things hooked up, and I'm staring at the door. I'm like, okay, if he doesn't pick up, I need my exit strategy. I need to I swear to God, I was looking at them, and I'm trying to figure out if I can just, yank them out so I can just run straight ahead because I can't pay. I don't even have but again, I didn't know much. I was scared, right? So that's just yank them out and that's just take off. Dude, not long after, the guy walks in with like McDonald's bags, like food. Dude, I was eating like a fucking pig. Like I was, dude, it's almost like I thought Jesus was walking in, about bald, fat, tall, and ugly,
Oh yeah.
I was like, dude, this feels like God walking in right now. He gives me the bag and, took me, and then I get in the car with him. I know I said a lot of things, but I get in the car with him. He said, dude, I'm going to take you back to my business. I'll come back to see you in the morning. He had a dealership. It's called the Green Auto Brokers. People can look it up too. The guy, I know him till today. I speak to him all the time. It was just his birthday. His name is Mike. I love you. I know he's going to be watching this. Pretty much, I get in the car. He said, I'll come back in the morning. He comes back in the morning. I sleep in the dealership, like in the car, like outside. And it was a 2002 Chevy Trailblazer, black Chevy Trailblazer. Just beat the heck up, but no mosquitoes. I was feeling good. I'm happy, right? And then he comes back. Sorry.
I got to pause you on one point there.
Sure, I'm talking too much. My bad.
No, you're not talking too much. This story is it's one of my favorite stories I've ever heard. But the question that I had is, you're sleeping out by this lake. You mean to tell me that you were homeless and you were sleeping out in front of a lake, like in Atlanta or Florida or Atlanta. And so literally while you're trying to sleep in between, asking for $5 a day to work at.
I wasn't the only one there, by the way.
You're literally like sleeping your little Jalal self next to this lake, and you're getting bit by mosquitoes. You're laying in the grass, and it was. So you're just there's no tent, there's no blanket, no nothing. Just Jalal a lake, sleeping.
I had like a couple of my hoodies on, you know, like I was good. And I wasn't the only one. I had more than a lot of people did, actually.
Unbelievable.
I was
Okay,
really
jump back into your story there. So you wake up at the dealership.
So I wake up at the dealership. The guy comes and, you know, I was up way before him. The guy comes and he sits me on his office and he said, look, it wasn't a big dealership. It was like a buy here, pay here. We had like about, like now that I know, like it was like about 25 to 40 cars on the lot, nothing crazy, $500 down, you know, like $200 biweekly, like that type of dealership. And it was like up north, like I'm talking about Ackworth. And if anybody knows Georgia, Ackworth is more like, it's a bit more redneck. Like I'm an alien there, right? Not that much, but half an alien. Just say that, right? So that's where I was. And then the guy sits me and he tells me, look, man, like I don't think I have an exact job for you, but here's what I have, right? He said, dude, you're gonna clean the cars, you're gonna put airs in the tires, and you're gonna jump the cars every day because it's cold. The battery dies and the cars are old. It's like you jump them every day. You drive them around the lot. You park them. Just make sure the cars are ready for the people. You get keys to test drive for people to, you know, like the bitch job. You clean the back. Anything we ask you for, you just go do. I said, dude, $200 a week. People don't even make that a month. I was like, dude, I was like, dude, right on. And he was like, and his wife like would make him lunch every day and bring it to the business, to his office. He's like, well, so my wife would just make extra food and that'll be your lunch for the day. I said, dude, fucking set. Let's go. Dude, I did that for pretty much a year, almost a year, about a year. Literally did that for the entire year. After that, like there was a lady that came in. You know how car sales guys, they suck ass. Probably they don't learn from Jordan. And, you know, they stay inside when somebody walk in. And I work on the lot. I'm cleaning the cars and I'm working outside. So I always see the people first. Then I go call the sales guy. At some point, like I would go to the sales guy, I was like, dude, if you give me like $50, I'll always bring you that person first, right? I was trying to make a deal with him, right?
You got the inside scoop on the
sales
people.
I'll go grab the people and I always bring them to the same sales guy. But then at some point, like this guy was like on fucking lunch for like God knows how long. And this lady walks in. I was like, look, I don't know much English, but whatever car you point on, I'm going to get you the keys. You test drive it, you tell me if you want it. That was my sales pitch. I swear to God, man, that was my sales pitch. She comes back. It was right after tax season. The car was $3,900, and the price is not on there, but I know it's $3,900. End up charging like $45. She bought it, right? So she comes back. Look, she comes back. She's like, how much? I say $5,000. She's like, 45. I'm like, done. Let's go. Bro, no negotiation techniques. Not like if there's luck, that was it. You know, I think I just got blessed because I was there outside. That's it.
So that was your very first sale.
100%.
Just, hey, point at it. Okay, it's $5,000.
Like,
nope, 4,500. Let's do this.
Yeah, I swear to God. I kept on laughing though. She was laughing at my English and I kept laughing and she was happy. Yeah.
Well, no doubt, dude. That was probably one of the best sales experiences she's ever had because it was so clean. Like, you know, you didn't have to go to the desk and negotiate. It was just like done. You know, we'll take.
No, it was so fast. It's crazy. Like they were asking me how did I do it. I'm like, honestly, I didn't do it.
she did it before you did it.
Yeah. So I listened to this. Sorry, ask me. What do you
No, I want to hear your little thought there.
I go back and I was screaming at the fucking owner. I'm like, yo, Mike, dude, I just sold a car. Holy shit. You know, like I was going crazy, man. Crazy.
Oh, I believe it.
He's like, dude, you sold a car? I'm like, yeah, just come fucking do the paperwork. He thought he needs to go out talk to a client for me, right? Like somebody walked in and then the lady was sitting there and basically counting her money and asking if she can go across the street to get a money order for the rest. And then he was like, okay, sure. She counted like around 3 and she wanted to go get a money order from across the street. She goes, the guy looks at me, he's like, dude, how much you sold the car for? I'm like, 4,500. He looks at me like in Arabic, I mean, like shatter, you know, like smart guy. Let me see. She comes back, man, she signs and he paid me the difference and they sold it for 45. It was at 39. That was 600. Then I got 200 from the sale. So I made total $800. Dude, that's what I fucking make a month.
Right.
Car sale. Like this is like, I'm like, dude, what am I doing cleaning? I was like, so I sold 1 car a month. It's bad math, but because I sold it for more, that doesn't usually happen. So I'm like, if I sold 1 car a month, I don't have to do all the shit I do all month. So I come back the next day. I'm excited as shit. I talked to the owner. I'm like, yo, I no longer want to clean. Like, I want to be a car sales guy, feeling so confident. But then he looks at me and I was so devastated. He said, yeah, but who's going to clean the cars? Like, and he made a deal with me. He said, look, if you sell 5 cars, I don't care when, if you sell 5 cars consistent, then we'll talk about it. Dude, like, it took me a long ass time, but I did sell 5 cars. It took me a long time. Like, it's not like, oh, I did it in 30 days. No, it took me much longer, but I got it done. Then I go back to him. I said, I want to be a car sales guy. He said, sure, I'll give you 1 month to find me somebody to replace you. And then you can be a sales guy. I said, fucking done. I get a guy, like, it's not hard to find bum people anyways. Like, I got a guy that would clean for fucking couple $100 a week. That was easy. This kid starts, dude, I go buy, there was this guy that comes to the dealership every single day. He sells like fake colognes, fake polos, like for like $5, $2. Sure. Bro, I bought like 3. And then like I go, and then I got a membership at LA Fitness. And then, went showered there, put my polo on, like I'm ready. I go back to the dealership. It took me maybe a month till I sold the car after that. But dude, I was feeling like a billionaire, honestly. I have never been happy about money than that day. Maybe there is one more incident than any money I could make today.
No, I believe that.
On everything. It's impossible to make me that happy. I felt content. And nowadays, I never grab money and feel like, oh, that was great. I'm always like, oh, fuck, then what else? Like, I need more, Right. So just say, I'm sorry, I said a lot of things, my bad.
But no, that's fine, dude. And I think it's hilarious because your story, although it is separate than mine and a different experience, I feel like we had the same moment when we got our first sale. Like me, I was serving food at Chili's, dude. And I got fired because, I stopped showing up and they're like, well, you can't expect to work here on your own hours. So, I got into door to door and it took me 2 weeks to get my first sale. But, at Chili's, I would make, I don't know, $30-$40 serving lunch, and I'd go home and I'd be done for the day. And then, so it would take days, man, to make, $200-$300. And when I got door to door, I made my very first sale, made $225 in like 30 minutes. And that's where it really clicked for me. I was like, oh, so the whole point of the sales thing is to like make as many as you possibly can in the shortest period of time. And I could potentially get rich doing this one thing. And it's like, you're like, I don't want to wash cars anymore, dude. I want to be on sales so that I can make a whole month's worth of washing cars in an hour. And when that clicks, and I think it clicks for most salespeople, it clicks and it's like, okay, now I need to get good at this. And I need to figure out how to do this a lot.
It's not hard to not want to wash fucking cars. Like in Georgia, like, it would be so cold. And then like you'd have to wash cars and then like you try to make sure the water doesn't get on you because it's so cold, but gets on you anyway. It's not that hard to not want to do that. Like, you'd be a fucking idiot like not to do that. But I did it, man. I mean, actually, like, so to finalize like that chapter of my life in Georgia, I was with the guy. Here's where my story got better. And I'm going to be very honest with everything, right? I was with him up until 2015, right? So I spent years with that man in his dealership. We took the dealership up to almost 90 cars, right, on the lot. And I convinced him to buy the lot next door. I wish I knew what I was saying back then. I should have gotten equity in that thing. It's worth. Don't even think about it today. He actually leased it to a bar. It became a big thing. And so, however, like we got the next door lot. And then the guy started going to Israel like 3 to 5 times a year. And I would just run the whole show. The way my life started there as a sales guy, one of his friends, I know this is how you and I met. One of his friends come to me. Can I talk about it?
Yeah, go for it, dude.
So one of his friends come to me and he said, yo, watch this link. This guy will teach you how to sell cars because I see you working hard, but you're not really selling much. Watch this guy. He'll teach you everything about selling cars, but he's a scam. Don't buy any of his books. Just everything you need is online. I click on the link. It was Grant Cardone, right? And I click on it and I see this video, man. I watch this video and I say it, like pay credit where it's due from about like literally 9 o'clock at night to like 8 in the morning, like till we opened up the dealership. By the way, after a year, I started sleeping inside the dealership. I got a room in there. I was like, living the life, right?
Not sleeping out by a lake anymore.
It was crazy. So listen to this. I watched the link. It was Grant Cardone, and then I listened to this video, and like it wasn't like I still have the video till today. Like it's about 46 minutes, and it's not that there's one thing that was said of like that is so genius. It was just him telling me, like in the video, like, oh, I can have money, I can have health, I can have the family, like I can have everything. And here's where I got messed up. That there is science to it, right? Like there is a way to do it. And you're saying, and basically it was narrowing down to the sales pitch, which is buy my program or whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, so you're telling me there's something else I can say other than which car do you like to go on test drive?
Just point at the one you want.
Point at it to sell. I swear to God, I never bought the thing. I didn't even have that much money anyways. But however, by the end of the videos, like we watched the same video on, I had the thing on replay till the morning, man.
Right.
Because I was trying to grasp all of it because, English and it was just fascinating, right? And then about 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, man, I ordered every fucking book he had. That's what I could have afforded. I ordered every book. And the guy was telling me, don't buy it's a scam. And I tell the guy, he comes to the dealership, like, dude, I bought all these books. He's like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. That's what he tells me. But mind you, the guy's still where he's at in life. I swear to God, nothing changed. He's in the same place. My life entirely changed. However, I read Sell or Be Sold. They didn't do much for me. I couldn't, comprehend much of it. I said, oh my God, it looks like I got scammed. This is not helping. But here's where it worked out. I go to the Closer Survival, and on the back of the book, it says, if I'm busy, say this. If I got to speak to my spouse, you say this. Very old school, right? So in the back of the book, like here's the thing. I didn't need to be taught why do people think this way or why would people not be interested. I didn't have time or enough brain capacity to understand. I just needed somebody to tell me, do this when you hear this. I don't want to know why. If you just tell me what to do, I'll go do it. Yep. Right? I was just impulsive. Like, don't tell me when and how. Just if you hear this, you say this. Simplify it to me. Right?
Yep.
Literally, the two closing lines that stood out to me is because they were the easiest ones. Do it anyways. And like, what was he saying? Do it anyways. Let's do this. You know this before you got here, right? Literally, that was the lines that I learned. And then the whole fucking time on the lot, I'm on the dealership. By the way, as a sales guy, I never stayed inside the dealership. I already worked the whole year outside. I know how to stay outside. Even when there is no car sales, I never learned how to cold call. Nobody was cold calling. It's not a thing. It's a bit backwards. Like it's old school, way of running a dealership. Basically, it's just we're dependent on walk-ins. So I stay outside. I got to a point, I'd go to Taco Bell and KFC, literally telling people, hey, man, do you need a new car? I swear to God, I don't go eat there. I'd stand outside, ask people if they need cars. If I see people walking in, I got bums cars. So if you give me $500, I'll get your car right now.
We'll get you approved.
Literally. And then I started selling. And then, do it anyways, man. I don't have money. Do it anyways. Well, how? Do it anyways.
Just figure it out.
I did it when it made sense and it didn't. I was just doing it as much as I can. So it was tax season, right after tax season, in those areas, everyone's getting rich that season, right? Yeah. And here's the thing. I swear to God, because the 3 months before tax season, the whole thing, the owner was telling me, is like, tax season is like our Christmas. I'm like, okay, great. So he mentally prepared me for a big day, big payday, right? And then comes tax season. Now I know, do it anyways. Let's do this. I'm on the lot. I know how to, pitch the cars. Tax season comes, dude. It was February or March. Dude, I made almost like 20 grand. I mean, it was like 17 and some change. But I sold how many cars? Like 27 cars? Was it 27 or 37? 27 or 37. Not a big difference. Sure. Low numbers anyways. But how did I get it so low? So,
well, I mean, that's still better than the vast majority of car salespeople.
It never repeated until another tax season. Like, I'm not going to flex. My average month was like between 5 and 10. That was average. And then have months on 12 and 13. However, when I did that month, I came back to the guy and I said, like, holy shit, like, I wanna have a business like you now. And he was like, okay, let's go buy a car at the auction that you can fix and sell. And I started owning cars myself and selling them. Profit margins were not that much, average $500. Started doing good there, good month, bad month. And then as I went, I was always learning from Grant Cardone. And then one time I looked at the owner. He does well, great guy. I was like, dude, but I never want to be like him. He's a great guy. I love him. I want to help him out at all times, but I don't want to live his life. Ended up divorced, smokes a lot of pot. To him, he's rich. To me, now, what are you doing? So I'm like, I never want to be that guy. And at the same time, I only knew, Grant's life. I still don't know people. Like, I know Grant's life. I was like, dude, I got to go work for this guy. Am I moving too fast? Tell me, what am I doing? Are we good? Can I keep talking?
No, this makes a whole lot of sense. But it sounds to me like you were in some way, shape, or form kind of outgrowing where you were at there at the dealership. You're kind of looking for, that next step and everything. And so you're trying to connect the dots of how am I going to get up to this next, spot? Yeah. And of course, you had kind of an audio tape mentor.
Yes.
You kind of didn't know maybe a whole lot about, but you were like, at least this person made me aware that there's another level and that it doesn't always have to be, playing on this level. And so obviously I guess I'll go work for that guy. Right.
Yes.
And that frankly, that's my story. that's how I ended up in the exact same building, working for the exact same guy with you back in the day.
Man. I was so impressed by you when I met you, man.
Likewise. I was like, dude, Jalal, what's up, man? And you're like, Jordan, what's up? and we both came in, but tell me your story when you started working there. It's very similar to mine, but was there a time where you were not doing so great when you first started getting into Miami?
So, like I say, yes, I struggled in the beginning in Georgia, right? By the way, I just want to add one thing. The way I got the job with Grant, I went to Mexico to meet him. I come back after I pitched to myself so many times. He's like, okay, sure. I give you a fucking job. I go back to Georgia. The COO of the company gives me a phone interview, tells me my English sucks, and they can't give me a job because the entire job is on the phone. And Jared hated me. I'm like, oh shit. Like, okay, dude, here's how delusional I was. I hang up. I'm like, oh shit, you can't wait to see me. Like literally, I hang up. Like, took me 2 weeks to wrap my shit up in Georgia, and I drove down, put on my suit, and I went there to meet them. Ruined that morning meeting. I'm sure you remember. And then I got my job. After they had me waiting for 5 or 6 hours outside, then I got the job. Now my life got, worse for the better after I got fired from there. Right, I got fired like 3 months in. Came and talked about the reasons, but I got fired. All my fault.
That was the saddest day of my life, dude, because I loved working with your ass.
Dude, listen, I remember when I got hired there, when we were role-playing, I, Steve, and I forgot his name, Dave, and then I would wait till everybody finished pitching to get to you, to hear you, because you had so much swag when you were talking, and I'm like, dude, if I can learn how to talk like this guy, listen, man, I don't even like you as a person. I love you, man. But honestly, man, the way you pitched, the way you spoke, even till today, like you were so good. Like the way I looked up to you back then everybody would direct me to certain things and learn. Dude, till today, on this phone, today, we're in 2020, I have recordings of you pitching because I used to listen to you on my way to from my house to the office. I have it on my phone.
You might have to text those over so I can listen to my old self.
Without a fucking doubt, I have them all. I listened to them. I just liked your style because we had the same script, but you had a little something you added to it. Probably that's why somebody didn't like you there, but you added something to it. You made it so cool, and I'm like, dude, I gotta learn how to talk like this guy.
Okay,
it was a thing for me.
Well,
so
I greatly appreciate that. And now that you've scratched my ego, let me continue to allow you to tell your story so that you can scratch your own ego over here.
You're funny.
Because you got fired from Grant's office, no problem. Shit happens. Then what happens? Like you're like, shit.
Listen, that's the funny.
What do I do next?
That's the funny thing. I go into the office, I get fired, I get walked out. With my box of shit. I didn't even know what was in it, but I felt like I got fired. It was good. Dude, I'm sitting on my 2007 Honda Fit, no AC, bad windows. I'm driving on Collins, and then I'm listening to Grant's episode. I'm like, I just got fired from his office. I'm listening to like a podcast for him and Jared talking about there's no shortage of success. I swear to God, this is how it happened. Listen to this. I'm a driver. I'm crying like a little bitch, right? I'm driving down Collins trying to get to my place, to the room I had rented. And, and then on the podcast, he was saying, there's no shortage of success. Look at the real estate around you. There's billions of dollars, right? There's no shortage of real estate, right? I'm driving down Collins. I'm looking at Porsche towers, and obviously there's no shortage. And I'm like, you know what? That's it. I'm just going to get into real estate. I hang up. I call my dad. I'm like, yo, I just got fired. My dad was in Georgia. He's like, what do you mean to do? Like, I knew you were a bum before you even left. I'm like, what? Does he know my closing line? Like, what? Like, that's the line, bro. Like, I was like, no, man, thank you. That's all I needed to hear. Hung up, went back to my room that I had rented. Dude, I was depressed for 2 days. Like, it was very bad. Like, I was crying. I was feeling like shit. I'm like, I'm a bum, and like I left everything for this. I was doing good. I was making like $5,000 average a month there, 6, 7. What am I doing here? I got five. Like I started like just beating on myself, right? And I'm very harsh on myself. 2 days run by. Literally, I started looking at real estate schools. Found one down the road. They had the class already started. They're like, you gotta wait a month. I'm like, no way. I'll kill myself if I do. You better get me in there. She got me in there. Finished that. Took my real estate exam 8 fucking times. Passed on the 8th time.
I remember talking to you throughout that process, and I was like, dude, when do you plan on passing this test? Like,
it got so bad. Every time I go back to take the test one more time, the front desk lady was like, do you want to try the insurance license? I'm like, no, no, I'm passing this one. I took it so many times, and I took the reviews after every test. So that means every test I took twice. So I took it 15 times, because 2 times for every time I failed. And the 8th time, all the answers, all the questions repeated. So I was like, boom, 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 boom. Like I knew them by memory. I didn't even know what it says. I got my license. I was out in 10 minutes the time I passed. They thought I cheated. But I got out. I got my license. I'm driving to my freaking beat up Honda. And I'm like, you know what? I saw this meme. Muhammad Ali said I'm the greatest before his first punch. I didn't even have a rental under my belt. I was like, I changed my Instagram name to the King of Man Real Estate.
That was literally my next question is, when did that happen? But you just answered that. So.
Literally, I'm walking out of the building. I just passed. I sat in my Honda. It was hot as shit. I had the windows down. And I was like, Muhammad Ali said this. Well, I'm Jalal.
I'm Jalal, the king of Miami real estate.
Literally. And I made it the king of Miami real estate. Literally. Like, it was so funny.
I love that. And so now we're kind of digging into some of the interesting portions of the questions that I can ask you on your transition, because I had my transition of success while I was working for Grant. You had your transition after getting fired there, and obviously after several months or years of kind of doing leases. I know that you helped me lease a couple of my spots. By the way, just a quick side story of me and Jalal actually working together, him in real estate and me still at Grant's office. I was living in Opera Tower, I think paying $1,700 or something like that, partial ocean view. And I hit up Jalal. I'm like, Jalal, I want to move into the Icon building in Brickell. And he's like, oh, big baller, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. And, I hit up Jalal. We go up to the 45th floor in Tower 1, I think it is, overlooking Key Biscayne, that beautiful view, 45 stories up. And Jalal, I'm like, Jalal, how much is this place? He's like, well, it's going to be 3,400, I think is what it was, or 35, something like that, mid threes, which is like literally twice as much as I was paying, and about 50 times more than I could ever expect to pay for something. And dude, at the time when I signed those papers with you, I remember being in Brickell with you, signing the papers and giving you a check. At the time, because in Miami, for those of you that don't know this, if you're renting a spot, you're putting up the first month, you're putting up the last month, and more than likely you're putting up two deposits. So I needed to cough up, I think it was like $14,000 to just get the keys and just move in, which is
11. I think it was 11.
Which is more than what a lot of people put down on a house, so literally, dude, the thing that I've never told you or anybody is I maybe had $16,000 to my name. But I couldn't stop thinking about moving into this place and having that view and feeling bossy. And I think there's a little takeaway for anybody listening, watching, whatever, is, dude, it was the moment that I got those keys. I went back to having like, I don't know, $1,000 in my bank account. Like I'm broke again. I'm strapped. I don't know how I'm going to pay the next month's rent because obviously everything is full commission. And dude, that's where I really started hitting, man. And I was making 20, 30, 40, 50 grand a month. And like, dude, paying rent there was the easiest thing, that I had to do. But nobody really knows, dude, when I handed you that check for 14K or something, I was like, dude, here's my last couple of pennies. I'm putting a flyer on this lease. Like, let's do this.
Dude, honestly, that did a lot for you as well, man. Like as much as that check meant a lot to me.
It meant a lot to both of us.
Dude, you have to go broke, man. You have to go.
You gotta go big. And I there's so many people that just play so small. And one of my favorite things about you and your energy is when Jalal hits a hard no. Like, hey man, you don't know how to speak English very well. Everything that we're doing here is on the phones. Like, you're not a good fit. You're like, great, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I start tomorrow. Put me on payroll. Here's my social security number, my bank account number. I'll be in there. Like, that's one of the things that I admire and respect the most out of you is like, you've hit huge walls in your life and you just like, hey, I don't care. Like, I'm still going through it.
So I gave the people like a very dramatic story. Let me tell you where the money started kicking in. I think
this is where I want to fast forward to.
Okay, great. So I got fired. I got my real estate license. Not a lot of things were happening. Made my first real estate sale, not a rental that I did for your Todd, right? A real sale, and I made $2,000 on after 8 months. And I was like, dude, I could have made more money at McDonald's than doing real estate. Literally, that's crazy. Anyways, took those 2,000, had to give more than half of it to my mom. Listen to this. Not too long after, I was left with less than $1,000. I was like, dude, if everybody keeps telling my English sucks, where do these Arabs hang out? They're supposed to be rich too, right? I was like, dude, I'm making it quick. I go to this hookah bar. There was a yellow Lamborghini Gallardo in the front of it. I was like, okay, done. That's it. This is
my spot.
Yes, I go there, dude. I ask who's the owner. He told me that's the owner. I go to the cashier. I pay for his hookah. It was like $22. Dude, I go back to the guy. I'm like, dude, I paid for your hookah. I guess you have to talk to me. The guy, he's like, what? I explained to him. He died laughing. He's like, sit down. I swear to God, I wish I can have this guy here. If I tell you the shit I've done. Listen, this is where my life changed. I sit down with the guy, tells me all his whole life story. He owned the entire plaza where the hookah lounge was. He owns a lot of plazas on the same street. Like, he's very wealthy, right? And then I asked the guy, I'm like, which one is your favorite property? He said, the one we're in. I'm like, so you must have one you like the least. He's like, no, I like them all. I'm like, so which one would it be? Then, dude, I asked that question, the same question like 4 times. And the guy's like, well, I got this building in Oakland. It has 8 apartments on top and a storage front. And I don't like residential. I said, done. You want to sell it? He said, no. I'm not going to work with realtor, do the whole listing. I don't want to do it. I tried to sell it a year ago. They didn't sell. I'm like, how much were you asking? He said, $327. He said, dude, I told him, I was like, I know a fucking guy that take this like tomorrow. He said, sure. Don't go to the property. Don't do nothing. If you have a guy, have him call me. But I'm not signing nothing. I said, done. Okay, I don't know how some people are going to take this, but here's what I did. I go back to the office. I knew a guy that was working in insurance. I literally borrowed his shirt and hat, went, knocked all the doors, told him I'm doing insurance inspection. Took pictures of the entire building. Listen to me. It gets worse.
You're a psychopath, Jalal.
Listen, took pictures of the entire building. I go back to my office, and I do a flyer on constant contact. I learned that from a realtor there. Then the realtors told me, add as many people that are in real estate on LinkedIn. Literally, I spent 2 days. I swear to God, Jordan, I'm not exaggerating. First night, didn't sleep. Second night, throughout the day, I had to take a nap. Then all night again, I was on LinkedIn. By third day, I had over 5,000 connects on LinkedIn. Then the guy extracted those emails, put them on constant contact. He did it. I don't even know how he did it. And then the flyer, we did it. I forgot that. On constant contact, you make a flyer for the property. Then you blast it to 5,000 people. Dude, phone off the fucking hook. I marketed at $350. However, guy calls me. He's like, dude, I got a buyer, and he'll be in Miami tomorrow. Pick him up. I said, dude, done. A guy called me from Orlando or Jacksonville, whatever. Some Asian guy flying into the airport. I need to pick him up. I'm like, dude, but my car has my clothes. I sleep in that damn thing. Like, I can't pick up nobody in it. Literally, the broker, I slept in his office, was in my office 2 days ago. He had a C-Class Mercedes. I was like, bro, I have to borrow your car. You have to trust me. 2 hours. I'll be back. I was gone the whole day. I pick up the guy from the airport. I drive him to the property. I show him the property. I do the whole thing. And then I show him videos while we're there. He's like, okay, I like it. I'll take it. I mean, come to find out today, that thing is at least worth 4 times what he bought it for. However, I take the guy. Look, real estate deals are not done this way. I drive the guy to the seller's office. And we all sit down. And I say, Yusuf, this is the buyer. He didn't even know I'm coming. Mind you, I'm coming with a buyer. And literally he had us waiting outside for an hour. We walk in, we sit down. He's like, okay, that's the buyer. They talk for a little Asian, little guy. And then he's like, okay, let's go show him the building, see if he actually likes it. I'm like, oh, well, here's the thing.
He's already seen it.
He's in there, he's seen videos, like, what videos? I'm like, I'll tell you later. Anyways, deal goes down. He buys the property. I sold it for more than what he wanted. He wrote me a $13,000 check. That was my life changer. That got me out of sleeping in my car. I got an apartment in Little Havana. Not an apartment, a room in Little Havana. I lived there for a few months. Went bought a suit from Express. And then I went to a real estate event the same fucking night, Jordan. I met a doctor, plastic surgeon. He said, man, I'm plastic surgeon. I need a little condo in Miami. I can have some fun with in Miami. I'm like, dude, I got the perfect condo for you to have fun in Miami. Done. Meet me tomorrow. I took him to Icon Brickell, bought a studio there. It was for $285. Had him wire the entire money and close same week. And real estate don't happen the same week.
Doesn't happen like that.
Had them close the same week. Made $8,000 on that. I'm like, boom. Where the money started really coming. So I had 27, like later on, I did a couple more deals. Now I'm not bum. I'm good. I got about, 20 grand, 25, 27 grand saved up. I'm doing good, right? I see this property. It was in the shit in the hood in Liberty City. Nobody wants to go there even till today. And then the property was listed at 68. I go to a guy. I'm like, dude, we have to buy this property. He said, no, it's the worst deal you can buy. Don't do it. I'm like, too late. I already gave them literally all my dollars as non-refundable deposit to win the deal because they were bidding it up. He said, fuck, you're losing all your money because I'm not going to do this deal. I said, dude, put up the rest. Let's buy the property. If it sells for less, you take away from my money to make you whole and I lose alone. You don't lose a dime. So technically, you're only buying it for your money.
Ballsy deal.
He said, okay, great. I said, dude, like after, time, we close. I go to the property. I literally go in with a baseball bat, kicking out those bums that were sleeping there. Took off the needles, put them that they were using. Literally cleaned it all I had gloves on with my hands. Put it back on the market. Each one of us made over 29 grand. Each one of us and got our money back in less than 30 days. And then, fuck, that was good. Did that a few more times. Then after that, I hit like a rough patch. No deals are closing. I was getting so many deals under contract, but nothing is closing. So pipeline looks like a fucking erection, but nothing is finishing.
Right.
Nothing. Like blue balls like of a pipeline. And I said, dude, I go to my attorney's office at the title company. I'm like, dude, I'm not getting no more deals on the contract. The whole month I'm focused on closing what I have. What are the things you guys are not doing? They had liens and lots of shit the buyers they want to take. Worked on the entire pipeline. They didn't get a deal in under contract. All I did is make calls, go to the city, fix issues on those contracts. That month, I made $92,700 and something and some change dollars in 1 month. So I can't say in 1 month because it's deals that I collected over time, right. But they all closed the same month.
Right.
So
and that's a huge confidence booster.
Dude, honestly, like I finished that. I collected that money. It was about 5:30, 6 before 6. I go home. I walked at that point, I got a little apartment for myself, right? Nothing fancy, just a little apartment it was $1,600. Went home, bro. I was butt naked in my apartment. My cigar. I got on my balcony. I'm like, because with the money I already had, I had $160 in my account. So that was $160 total. I had more saved up. I got all the money. I had over 60 grand. I have over 160 saved up. I was smoking my cigar. I'm like, bro, I'm so rich, like crazy. Then, dude, I left also. Like I smoked that cigar, took a shower, went to the mall, bought more nice shit. I used to dress way nicer than I do today. But the more you make, the less you dress. Except you, not you. That's just me.
Dude, don't let the jacket fool you. This is like a $10 just, like I was like, well, I got to be in front of people, so I'll wear a jacket.
So I started doing well there. Now, how did I make it into becoming a millionaire? It was this one deal I did that I bought for 1.5 million. Nobody wanted to give me a loan because I'm a fucking nobody. I had 500 grand saved up. Maybe I'm fast forwarding a little too much. I had 500 grand saved up. I had 520 saved up. I had to put 475 down, and I had to pay fees on the deal. Right. I was left with less than 20 grand to my name after I harassed Ocean Bank to give me the loan. Like I came in, like literally they wanted to call cops to come get me out. But I'm like, you have to give me the loan. Why? Because I put $50,000 deposit on the deal, non-refundable, and I still don't know if I can get a loan. I got the deal under contract, then I went to shop for a loan. Because I heard on podcast, if you just got a good deal, somebody will give you a loan. That doesn't happen. That's not how it works. By the way, that means like this in America. So
right.
That's not how it works. Guys, this is me. Like, I don't fake my shit like because I'm on a podcast. This is me, you know?
So what Jalal is saying is if you're listening to this, don't do what Jalal did, because Jalal, like it's just it'll work out for him, but it's probably not gonna work out for the rest of you because you don't have that like super high pressure, unbelievable energy of like, no, you're gonna do this for me.
Dude, I had to, because like the fact I was in that place, like it was crazy. And then I shot for that loan. I keep going back to Ocean Bank. They wouldn't give me the loan. So the deal was you put 50 grand to go under contract. You put on other 50 at the end of inspection days. I know your girlfriend is a realtor. After inspection, your money is hard, non-refundable. Yep. 20 inspection days are over. I have 90 days to close, right? 30 days inspection, 30 days run up. It's either I cancel, get my 50 back, or I put another 100, I go hard on the deal. I put another 50, now I'm all in at 100. This is how good I know it's a deal, of a deal it is. I give him another 50, I still don't have a loan, and Marcos, my real estate mentor, who's worth over $100 million today, told me not to buy it. But something told me to buy that sucker. Listen, I wire the other 50. When they tell you, like, because my sales teams, they were coming to talk to me that day. I'm so zoned out. I'm like,
yeah,
plus the 100 grand. You know, like this takes a lot, right? Anyways, I go back to Ocean Bank and I was like, literally, I didn't leave till I spoke to the manager that day. They had to bring the manager to come talk to me. I was like, why would you do this? Like, come on, like, just talk to me about the deal. They sit me down with two people from the board, and I was there. I stood up, I started talking about the deal, doing this, grabbed whiteboard, I started showing them, and then we settled that if the deal appraises for 10% more than what I got it under contract, they'll give me $1 million. I said, done, let's do this. Did I know it will? No, but that was my only chance.
Right.
Like, I have nothing better than that. Dude,
right.
On everything, Jordan. The deal, I was under contract for 1.5. The deal appraised at 1.7. And the appraisal came in the beginning at 1.5. I go find the appraisal. I show up at his house with a list of comps. Here's why it's worth more. Your appraisal is wrong. Your appraisal this just because my contract is 1.5. Here's sales, whatever. I was pulling sales from a different country. You know? Dude, I go up to 1.7. Dude, we go to closing, and then like they give me the $1 million. I swear to God, that was the first loan. At the closing, Ocean Bank's attorney was like, you're the youngest client ever borrowed this much money from us. Everybody thought I was an idiot. Even my attorney was like, Jalal, I'm signing. Are you sure? I'm like, well, it's too late. You know, like
we're already screwed.
At this point, I'm sure. You know? Like, I'm sure. Everybody, I swear to God, Jordan, like on the love I have for my mother, everybody told me to think twice or back out. I said, I have to do it. Listen to this. Listen to this. I appraised the deal and refinanced this December at 2.7 million. And I'm all in for 1.6.
Well done, Jalal. Well done.
And that was the first one. Now I have the second building, third building. I'm buying another one this month. Sales team is, I'm not even talking about my business now. Like that's right. The holding. And then it's just like you get that money out, you buy the next fucking deal. You know, like now it just grows. People are like, oh, you're an idiot. You spent fucking almost 40 grand on a watch. Dude, Section 8 paid for it. Relax.
Well, also, and people don't really understand when you buy a watch for $40,000, it's not like it becomes worthless because you wore it a couple of times. Like you'll be able to flip that in the next, based on the market or whatever. But worst case scenario, dude, is you get all your money back out of that watch. Like,
dude, the amount of people tell me nice watch in the elevator that I talk to in the building I'm in, which
right. And it's a reflection of your own success. And of course, people want to be surrounded by that. So of course,
my car that's coming next month.
What are you getting?
I got a 2021, very specced out G-Wagon, G63 AMG.
Aha. I thought you were going that route because we've been texting about that.
That's the only, it's my dream car, man. Like,
well, dude,
every car I would compare it to it.
You wouldn't be like from, the Middle East if you didn't have a specced out G-Wagon.
Something about an Arab and a G-Wagon just makes sense.
So, the next thing that you need is a camel and like a chic outfit or something.
Wait, I'm actually buying a horse too. So it's all coming together now. So honestly, like I hope I didn't talk too fast or too slow. I was just trying to squeeze it all, and because I know people listen to long stuff, but I just wanted to share it and not package it in just a nice way for people to listen, half-ass it, and wonder about the details. I'm still willing to answer any questions on the podcast with you after on my Instagram. DM me at the King of Miami Real Estate, but I want to take all your questions because I know you have some.
No, I got a couple. Well, you already answered the one where I was going to say you called yourself the King of Miami Real Estate before, blah, blah. We got to that. Yeah. You were just going Muhammad Ali style. So now the question is, a lot of the people that look at my Porsche, I've got plates on it that say work more. And like, that's kind of my explanation of like, hey, here's a nicer car than what most people have. And, I think what I screwed up on is that a lot of people read that plate. They're like, oh, well, I need to just work more than 40 hours a week, which is probably true. However, the thing that got me into the 911, thing that got me in the Cayenne, thing that's, obviously helping me grow my business right now. I don't need to work right now. Neither do you. But ironically, we're both still grinding every single day. For you, what keeps you, grinding right now when, you're a millionaire? You've got a new G63 on the way. You've got a $40,000 watch on your wrist. You're living a damn good life. Why keep going? What keeps you hungry? What keeps you inspired to reach for more?
So your why changes as you go. It used to be my family, but my family was so set up. I just bought my mom a house, like that. So it no longer drives me. Like there's nothing to take care of, right? Right. So honestly, now it's, as cliche that may sound, is like really where I could end up. Because I'm at 28 and I ended up with what I have. Dude, I have a damn good chance at this. Like I have a damn good chance at being somebody people will talk about. Like I didn't end up doing what I'm doing by 40. I'm 28 years old. So where will I be by 38? Why would I slow down now? Because I took a month. I was in Dubai for a whole month, all of February. I was in Dubai and Jordan. I had so much time on my hand. I'm like, dude, my business makes this much. I got 30 grand coming in every month from my rentals. Why should I, I could live like a king here. Like I had all these ideas because I had so much time on my hands. Like, why would I keep going? The stress, this guy quit, this guy got fired, got to pay the IRS more. I started thinking of all these things. And if I should just slow down, I can't, again, 1 week back into my office, I'm like, oh, this is why I will never slow down. Mm-hmm. I am capable of so much. If I do less, because sometimes I feel like I should, I'm not going to bullshit you. Sometimes I feel like, oh, maybe, come on, man, I don't need all this stress. I'm doing well. But logically, if I'm at where I'm at 28, where am I going to be by 58? Where am I going to be by 48?
I love it.
Like, what am I settling for? And then honestly, all it took is me go visit my friend that's worth over 100 million. And honestly, easily you'll be like, oh, well, this is why I shouldn't stop.
Yeah, I'm poor.
Yeah, this is exactly why I shouldn't stop.
Yeah.
Yes.
And question on the same line right here is, I feel sometimes like one of the reasons I don't really slow down is because I've been working so hard for, 8 years, probably just steady every day, very little days off. I feel like I'm just grown accustomed to that life. And if I'm not, doing something productive, if I'm not moving forward in some type of way or doing something that could push me forward, like, I get uncomfortable not pushing myself forward. Do you feel like one of the reasons you still hustle, you're still grinding and, operating at a high frequency, do you think it has anything to do with the fact that you've been operating at such a high frequency for so long that it's just become completely normal for you?
100%, man. When I slow down, I start having health issues. When I slow down, my sleeping gets worse. I start grinding my teeth because I'm thinking too much.
Same thing.
The harder I work, the easier it gets. Like, who doesn't want to be in my office? Like, why would I not want to be? I wish I can show you 360 where I'm standing now. Look at my view. That's my office. Like, why would I not want to be here? Why would I not be here talking to Jordan? Like, I love making calls. Like, I love answering people's calls. I love, like I can't say, oh, like my full potential, or that's my why. I started hating these words off of Instagram alone. There's so much cliche garbage there. But I honestly, like, it's just, why not?
Yeah.
Dude, I was in Jordan. I just visited my mom, and I went to the neighborhoods I grew up in. Looking at them makes me want to go to my office faster to never go back there, or my kids.
Yeah. And I think another thing that you are suffering from, like I am, is you start developing some discipline, and then you're like, oh, dude, I cashed that 92 grand that 1 month or whatever. And you start seeing these like pretty monumental results. And that's what motivates you. And you're like, why the hell would I ever want to stop getting these types of results?
It gets easy.
It gets so easy, and once you do it once, it's like, oh, well, shit, I can do that again. And instead of making 92 grand, let's shoot for, 192 grand. And so like,
guys just made 40 grand himself. Like,
himself.
Like, now once you grow and you start seeing others around you make money, like one of my sales guys, dude, he was flipping pizzas. He has over 30 grand saved up. He's about to get a loan to go buy his first rental.
Amazing.
He's 19.
That's amazing.
The fact to see people around me can just lift up because I am, it becomes just another motivation. Like,
That's incredible.
Now it's a game. It's just a game of money. Like, I don't have a big sophisticated answer, man. I'm just having fun doing this. Honestly.
Now you're just playing Monopoly, dude.
I don't know what else to do anymore. Like, this is all I know. Like,
I love that, dude. Now, here's another one is sales. Obviously, sales is what I do. That's my thing. I kind of geek off on sales and the psychology and what to say and blah, blah, blah. But, you're in real estate, which can, it's still sales, no doubt. And obviously you're selling the banks, you're selling sellers, you're selling on buyers, you're selling a lot of different people. And for some reason or another, it seems like real estate people, for the most part, wholesalers included, residential, commercial, whatever, it seems like a lot of those folks don't feel like they have a very good outlet or a place to go when it comes to, actually driving more sales skills or developing, some of the skills and the things that you have. You tell me, because you lived it from a different angle than I did. You came from, hey, I'm homeless. Hey, I'm an immigrant. Hey, I don't know English. Hey, I ain't got shit. Do you think that those things specifically are what kind of set you apart from other people that, maybe are born and raised here in a middle-class family and end up with a real estate license? What's the difference between that person and Jalal?
So most average real estate person that I'm dealing with, like, they never want to, almost like you would think they don't want to do the deal. Like I'm there trying to work things out. It almost feels like they don't want to do the deal no more. They have no people skills. And when I got into the business, everybody's like, learn how to do the contract, learn how to do this, know how to show a listing. But nobody ever came to tell me, this is how you talk to a seller. This is how you close a seller. But I came from a sales school. I just got fired from one. So that's all I know. I didn't know the real estate business, but I know how to talk to people.
Yep.
I'm like, shit, well, I don't need to know how to do a contract because my broker takes a split of my fucking money.
You do the contract.
If listen, Jordan, I don't know how this is going to come off, but in my head, I was like, I'll get rich if I can get two people to say yes. And I'll put them together and let them speak to my broker. Honestly, sometimes I think the fact I simplify things in my head because I didn't know better helped me out so much. Yeah. I know people today, they're in their 40s and 50s in the real estate industry. Jordan, on everything, they never made more than 100. They average 50 a year.
Right.
But then you go talk to them. Dude, they'd run laps around me, real estate knowledge, maybe back then.
Sure.
I started knowing real estate, Jordan, this is going to make you laugh, after I put my entire life on the line for a deal that I put all my savings in and I borrowed $1 million on. That's when I learned real estate.
Yeah, no doubt.
Before that, it was all how to get a guy to say yes. Oh, he's not interested? Dude, this is how you handle it.
Right.
Right? Like, where's my cash cards? They're right here, man. I learned it from them right here.
Yeah.
I learned it from them. Like, till today. Dude,
Yep.
I swear to God, till today, I'm a student. Like, there's so much I learned. Dude, one time you made a video. Joe, I don't want to say this and end up owing you money by the end of this because no, you'll get me to say yes. But you said something in a video, and I had a call I was preparing myself for. And I used whatever you were saying in your video. And if I go on your Instagram, I'll find the video. You said something, you shared something. I got on the call. I said the same thing, Jalal style. It worked out. You know? Like, I should have made a story and tagged you on it.
Yeah, dude, at least, man. Let a brother know.
But it was funny. I was just rolling around. You posted this thing, and I look at it. I'm like, oh, my God, this is so good. Like, I scrambled whatever I was preparing. Like, this is it. You know? Like, you know, so it's just like honestly learning so much about sales. You have to have product knowledge. But if you don't know how to sell, close, practice, role play, train, honestly, I don't care how good is your product, you're not going to go far. People will go much farther than you knowing how to sell than you having a great product any day. Come see my industry. I'm killing it right now.
That was literally my next question off the back of what we were just talking about is, you know, you've got obviously something like real estate. And I feel like the average real estate agent, again, whether it's wholesale, commercial, residential, leasing, doesn't matter. I feel like the very first thing obviously is hip, hip, hooray, I got my license. Let's go pop some bottles and celebrate this. And then they wake up the next day, clear out the bottles, take an Advil, and they're like, okay, I have to learn every neighborhood. I got to learn school districts. I got to learn traffic patterns and, you know, corner stores and stuff. Like, is that completely irrelevant if you know actually how to communicate with other people effectively and can sell?
Well, it's not irrelevant. At some point, you have to have your product knowledge. But if you don't have somebody that you can talk to, then it doesn't matter how much you know. You know, it goes back to the question, who do you know or what you know? I am so convinced at all times it's who you know. You know, the other day, I had this matter going on, and a realtor, I was dealing with her. I'm trying to get this deal under contract. It's a big one. It's a freaking juicy one, Jordan. And I said the most perfect lines, words you've ever heard in your life to line the deal up. Then she ends up, well, we'll see who's the highest offer. I said, this woman. I go on Instagram. I put her name in there, and I see who she knows, and then that I know, and I found a great friend of mine that's a great friend of hers. Guess who got the deal? I'll let you guess.
You did.
So, exactly. So, you know, like it's very important to have your product knowledge, but what's more important to me is get out there and meet some people. Dude, I have videos of me till today, and I'll send them to you if you want to plug them in, of me door knocking people on their Ferraris and Rolls Royces, asking them if I can help them anything in real estate.
I remember that.
Dude, I would walk up, literally, I pull up, I'm on a red light, a Ferrari next to me, dude, heaven. Dude, I do real estate, how can I help you? Coming out of a beat up Honda. Dude,
yep.
Everybody thought, and these videos got thousands of views, no marketing. That was great because I need attention. People, I became the crazy guy in real estate. Later on, I became the king. Now they call me the king, but I was broke, right? So I was door knocking people in their cars. I was going into one time at my office building had like over 400 offices in that building I used to work at for some people. I door knocked every single door, Jordan.
I believe it.
Single door in the same week, made sure they all got my card. Dude, my phone was off the hook. People had people moving in from other states. Hey, get this a rental. I don't even do this anymore. So I give the rentals to people, and they would give me like little fees. I made a killing doing it.
Yeah.
So I was like the lead facilitator, generator. I wasn't even servicing it anymore.
I love it.
It's who you know. You must know your product. Know where's the schools. Know the whole damn thing. But at first, get somebody who wants to know about the best school district.
There you go. There you have it. And so I'm getting ready to wind this thing down, but I think the other valuable thing that you can really like help illustrate based on your current lifestyle versus everything that we've heard is, you know, I used to watch you on Instagram or whatever, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing at the Lamborghini store? You know, Prestige, you know, why are you trying to like knock down Brett David's door? Why are you constantly trying to go to like you don't even go to the clubs or drink, Jalal. Like, why are you trying to hang out with the owner of Live? Like, why are you constantly barraging these people that probably deserve a little bit more privacy than what they get from you? Why? And now I see it, and the progression that you've made, not only, you know, professionally, financially, making money, blah, 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 but you've somehow now, like I saw you at a wedding a week or two ago where like, there's Brett David, there's all these other hitters that you used to just like,
Nature.
Hey, will you talk to me yet? Will you talk to me yet? Can I buy a Lambo yet? Can I buy a Lambo?
Dude, can I please share my story with Brett David? I know
that's the one I'm trying to pull out right now.
I went to Lamborghini dealership before I walked into Grant's office when I moved to Miami. That was the first thing I ever done. I go in there in my Honda, and then I walk into the dealership. I walk into the dealership, and then I'm looking at the cars, and I'm touching them. Brett David walks up on me. He said, "Hey, how can I help you?" When I tell you, I freaked out to death. I said, "No, I'm so sorry." I thought because I touched it, he came to tell me, "Why would you touch it?" I was a kid, man. Like, I was like, "Shit, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." Dude, I did this with my shirt. I was like, "I'm sorry." Like, I cleaned it. Like, I swear to God. The Brett was like, "Relax. What's going on?" I said, "No, I'm just looking at the cars. I can't buy these things. I actually drive the Honda. I just came here to look." Listen to this. Brett, he was like, "Really? Man, have you sat in one yet?" It was a Porsche 918.
Oh, snap.
Listen, Brett goes, grabs the keys, and then he's like, sit in it. Here's the key. Open it up. Sit in it. I said, "No way." Did I sit in it? He said, "Turn it on too." Listen, he sat me in 3-4 cars. Brett David, by the way, a very young man, worth God knows how many gazillion $1 million, showed me Lambos, sat me in one, had me revving it up. And then I was like, "Man, I'm like so sorry for your time. Like, thank you for this." He said, "No, kid, you're a great one. When one day you can buy one, just come back to see me. That's all I need."
And that's a little, I think that's a little bomb or a takeaway right here at the very end. And one of the reasons why I think Brett David is obviously no doubt going to be even more successful than he is now is he understands one thing. Why take, if I own a Lamborghini store and I see Jalal pop up in a 2007 Honda Fit in which all of his clothes are in the back, I'm probably not going to go out and shake his hand and say, "What's up?" And then please sit you inside of it, start it up, and get you emotional about my product because, well, clearly you can't afford it. So why would I waste my time? And that's the mentality of 95% of salespeople is they think unqualified. Just give me somebody that can buy. When really, dude, it's not going to be just when you're ready to actually purchase something from Brett David at Prestige. It's going to be how many times, because he established that relationship with you and he made you, you know, become a buyer for life, dude. You're going to end up buying probably a dozen Lambos from him.
Can you guess how many of my friends bought Lambos from him? Because he.
Oh, dude, we haven't even touched on the fact that, yeah, you're publicly, you know, like, "Hey, Brett David, Prestige.
I have a video I have to show.
Do it.
Time, Brett David was doing an event. He's on big stage, hundreds of people in the dealership. I'm driving home and I see the dealership busy. I'm like, "What's going on there? Let me go see him. Let me go see what's going on." I walk into the dealership and he was doing a motivational speech to a lot of agents or whatever the heck they were, hundreds, man.
Oh, I bet he called you up.
And he said, "You guys want to know a success story? Dude, that fucking king guy." Please listen.
Yeah.
His slogan, and I hope I don't agree with you, but he does this thing on every one of his Instagrams, and it's "The king is here."
Look at other people. If the video goes longer, like, he started talking about me, and then they came to interview me after. Like, that relationship went so far. Do you know what is the greatest thing that happened to me? So then he introduces me to his friend, which is that got married at the wedding that I was at.
Yep.
Do you know how many deals I've done with that guy? That's another story. Then through, you know, I'm on his page. Dave Grumman knows who I am now. That's the owner of Liv, owner of Komodo, owner of everything. And then I kept booking tables there till he said, "Come hang out with me on your birthday on my boat." I go meet Brett, what's his name? Dave Grumman. He puts me on his story. Do you know the validation that gave my name?
Well, like, dude, it validated with me because, you know, during that whole process, like, I'm still working in the same office. Granted, I'm killing it. I'm doing really well. but I see you constantly just like trying to beat down these like rich and famous people in Miami, like trying to become part of their network. And I'm like,
Now they're my friends.
dude, everybody's making fun of Jalal, and I'm kind of like, yeah, me too, a little bit. Like, what's this loser doing? Like,
My voice, man.
and then all of a sudden, dude, we all pulled you up on Insta, and there you are out on the boat, and we're like, how in the hell did Jalal get on that boat?
They still don't know. They still don't know. Actually, I'm about to start playing tennis with them like next week.
There you go.
But you know what I'm saying? That those relationships carried very far. And again, I don't want to take a lot of time up here. I know you got a lot of stuff to do too. But those
I'm enjoying the hell out of this.
Dude, those relationships elevated my life. Dude, my relationship with you elevated my life. Like, you always got to know somebody that is out there doing more than you. Like, dude, again, like, dude, honestly, and again, like, I want to make fun of you maybe off camera, you know, because you always talk shit to me, but, dude, you inspire me. I'm serious. You inspire me. I've learned it from you. I've bought products from you before. I enjoy learning from you. I love your style. I can take a lot away from it myself because I feel similar to you in certain ways. I don't talk as much shit as you, but, you know, no, I'm serious. So I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Love everybody that's going to be watching this. Follow me on Instagram at The King of Miami Real Estate. Also on YouTube at The King of Miami Real Estate. Any questions, slide in that DM, man. I always got an answer for you.
That's the place to go find Jalal, is at The King of Miami Real Estate. And let's do one last quick question.
Sure.
What is the #1 success hack suggestion that Jalal Abuimweis can give us, the King of Miami Real Estate? What do you got for one super high level, actionable success hack or tip that you can give the audience before we sign off?
Dude, always do more than what you're supposed to.
Ooh.
Always do more like than what you're supposed to. Like, and make sure people know you for one thing. Everybody was marketing themselves for different things. I made sure I'm always overdoing things. Everybody, you know, thinks I'm extreme extra, but people loved me for it, and it got my name out there. And make sure that, you know, you think of Jalal Real Estate. Jalal doesn't do anything else. Jalal doesn't sell cars. Jalal doesn't sell watches. One thing, honestly, like, if you're a bum and you're out there, like, the only thing I understood I have to do is get attention. So I overdid it. I over door knocked. I over spoke. I over promised. I over and over and over till I got paid over and over and over. And then I became valid.
I love it.
That's the best
thing. Dude. I love it. Well, that's it, folks. That's Jalal, the King of Miami Real Estate, from homeless to millionaire landlord in Miami. He is now officially the King of Miami Real Estate now. So I'm looking forward to watching you continue to grow, dude. And of course, likewise, you inspire me. And I'm really happy that, you know, we were able to take some time out, chat it up, and, you know, bring some value to some more folks. I think this will be well received by a lot of people. So I'm looking forward to it, man. And I appreciate having you on.
Thank you, man.
Yep. Thanks, guys.